I don't like this person, I have that person and that person. But at least you should like at least one person. You can say you don't like everybody. Yeah. Then there is something wrong with you. If you don't like, if you like nobody, then there is something wrong with you. Then it means you are suffering from psychological maladjustment. Any other comments or questions? Yes,
Maharaj, like towards the end of class, you were mentioning about. Towards the end of your class, you were mentioning about like Hanumanji. You give example of Hanuman, like how Ram told him not to be judgmental, because ants there was something. So sometimes I have seen people, those who are big position in temple, like temple, those are like managers. They have to deal with different devotees, So we tend to see towards them as they are, like judging people, But we also understand that to keep, things in proper place and to, things go on smoothly, they have to be like that. Mm-hmm. So, you say how to understand, how to avoid ourselves offending, by looking at those situations.
I understand the point. I understand the point. One of the problems we have is it is so difficult to manage devotees. It is easier to manage non-devotees than to manage devotees. You know why? Because majority of devotees think that they know everything. And so you cannot tell them anything at all. If you tell them something, then they find fault with you. That, this is what Krishna says here, this is what he said in the, Brahma Vivata Purana, this is what it said, you're wrong, and all this. So, yeah, it's very difficult. Devotees, I tell you, majority of devotees are very difficult to deal with. And so the managers need to know that, and they have to be adjusted in dealing with people. First, in dealing with people, you have to understand their mood. If the mood of this person is such that, instead of telling you, please, could you help to do this? Some people, they don't have that type of serenity of purpose. They are controlled by the moral passion and ignorance, which is not good. But we find people like that. And so when we study the people around us, when they act in the way they act, we should not take it personal. It's just their nature. If someone, instead of telling you, please, could you help to do this? And he comes to show you power and say, hey, come and do this. This is Christmas service, I'm just helping you, There are people like that. That a number of people cannot take it, then they will think, hey, you're not feeding me, okay? You can't talk to me like that. It becomes an ego clash. And therefore, if we adopt a method of being very interpersonal and dealing with situations, understanding the other people's mood. So suppose the manager comes to tell you to do something, and that is his mood. You should just understand that is his mood, instead of taking it personal. And you make a big thing out of it. If he's not asking you to come and wash his toilet in his house, he's requesting you to do some service. People have different, modus operandi, modus vivendi, operational values, and manner of approach. And you need to go to perhaps, management school to get graduate degree in management studies to be able to manage an institution. Most of our managers, they are not professional degree holders in management. They're given the post of management based on trust. They are not being paid. So we should also understand that, so that we don't just become overly critical about minor activities. So cooperation in our movement is what Papa really wants us to embark on, to invest in. So yeah, it is difficult to manage people who know too much. And our devotees definitely know very much, and some know too much. And so it becomes very difficult to manage such people. So the people who are managing them also should understand this is the challenge that you have to deal with. Huh? I don't really like to manage, and that's why I try to live my life the way I live, because I manage people, and very easily I take into the criminal. I try to evaluate people based on the criminal codes and constitution of the country and all these things. It's not a very good approach to dealing with devotees. But, so that was a weakness I had, and it normally result to some litigations and some imprisonment and all this stuff. So, yeah, but I know what I'm talking about, because to manage devotees it's a very challenging thing. Yeah. We know the stuff, but to lead it's a problem, and so we pose problems to ourselves and to the people who need to help us. And we should see help in every corner, from everyone, from anyone. Most cases we don't look at it like that. We think, I will hear only from my Guru Maharaj. This is what my Guru Maharaj said. If everybody acts like that, how is the temple going to go on? How is the temple going to function? Yeah, so we should be a little bit considerate and think about. We should think locally. We should think about the setting that we are in, and how the growth should be enhanced with everyone's input and cooperation. First, devotees need to understand that a number of our managers, they are not having degrees in management. They are given a post on the basis of trust. They are doing their best to facilitate the project, and there is a need for cooperation. Yeah. Yes.
You're talking about how Krishna rewards us according to our surrender. But it seems like devotees. Well, I find myself, I find the gray area, and I'm like, well, it's not exactly breaking a regulator principle. I've got a vegetarian pizza, but I'm not breaking a regulator principle. It's like there's these gray areas, but they're not exactly beneficial to our spiritual life. Or so how do we?
You mean pizza is not beneficial to our spiritual life?
I mean, say I ordered a vegetarian pizza from a restaurant.
You order? No, you should make it and offer it.
We make up these excuses, and we find gray areas.
Okay, so let me just address this just now. You know what? If you read the Mahabharata, I'm talking about eating things that are not offered to Krishna, but we are not trying to be vegetarians. We are trying to be Krishnatarians. Anyone can become a vegetarian. Even the birds are vegetarians. So, this is the point. Sometimes we think that there's no harm in eating in the restaurants or ordering pizza from somebody out there. And you know what? These people who are out there, look at it hygienically. I tell you one thing. I was going to give my example first. I tell you one thing. I was in Delhi, and then the boys who were helping me, they said, "Oh, can they give my clothes to the dry cleaner?" I said, "What?" Dry cleaner means the clothes is not going to be clean, because the dry cleaner, he goes to the toilet, he doesn't take a shower. And so he goes, okay, he's a clean the cloth, but then he contaminates the cloth, even before he finishes everything. So the cloth is still dirty. Now the people who are cooking, I'm sorry, but let's go to the grassroots. The people who are cooking this wonderful pizza out there, and they're devotees. When they go to the toilet, do they take a shower? What is your lifestyle? I mean, it's like somebody who says, I'm a Paka devotee, and he goes to kiss somebody who is a meat eater. give a wet kiss to someone who's a meat eater. You are also eating meat, man. You are also eating meat. And especially when you have sex with a meat eater, you are also eating meat, man. So, the case of Bhishma, when Bhishma was on his deathbed of arrows, he was giving a sermon on leadership. And Draupadi challenged him. He said, "What? You mean you know all these stuff? What were you doing when I was being derobed in the assembly? You were there. You're supposed to protect women, children, and elders. What were you doing?" So Bhishma explained that at that time his consciousness was highly polluted from the foods of Duryodhana. It's not that Duryodhana personally cooked the food. Get this point clear. Duryodhana is just a big guy. He had no time to go to the kitchen to cook for Bhishma. That Bhishma did claim that he was polluted from the food of Duryodhana. Think about it. The person who just provided the resources for the cooking. He said he got affected by that person's consciousness. Yeah, I'm not the one saying it. This is what Bhishma did explain. And then he further said that, but right now, because of the blood that has oozed out of my body, all the blood from that food of Duryodhana has oozed out of my body, and so I become purified. Therefore, I have the authority now to speak on leadership. So what does this mean to us? Why does Prabhupada not sanction the idea of eating bhoga? See, when we are living in temple as brahmacharis, no, it is a taboo to go and bring bread or eat biscuit. Everything, we make cookies, biscuits, and everything in offer to Krishna. That was the standard. Now, the fast food culture is going very, at a jet speed. And devotees are becoming, they are patronizing this, and then they're eating these things. And then when they develop Hridaya Dubaya, weakness of heart, they begin to wonder, what? I've been in this movement for 30 years ago. Why am I thinking like this now? Why? Food. You are what you eat. It's a nice point you raise. So, we will always rationalize why we do what we do, how we do what we do. And let us follow Srila Prabhupada's standard. We are gradually drifting from Srila Prabhupada's standard. In our movement now, in some countries, I will not say most, because that would be overgeneralization. In some of the countries I visited, a number of people don't even follow four regulatory principles. Maybe three. In some places, in some countries, boyfriend and girlfriend, it's a standard. It's just a standard. And even initiated people, they keep someone in their home, having an affair, become pregnant, and they're not married. I have seen it. We travel, we see the good, the bad, and the evil. We should maintain devotional integrity in our lives. Prabhupada gave a standard. Bhoga eating. It will cause you Hridaya Dubala. It will pollute your conscience. It will weaken your heart. It will slow down your courage, your determination to be fixated in devotional service. It will cause you weakness. In the morning, to get up from bed will be a problem. You'll be given different type of excuses. It is because the mind, the consciousness is polluted from bhoga. You're eating food prepared by people who have sex without bathing, people who are eating meat without bathing, people who have gone to the toilet without bathing, and with all that contamination eating, you are eating pizza. The pizza culture will ruin your spiritual life. Make the pizzas by yourself. We are not simply trying to be vegetarians. We are supposed to be Krishna teens. Little things can kill our spiritual life. And then we begin to make a propagation. This Krishna consciousness is not working. How you can begin to have all these terrible desires? I've been in this movement for 40 years. I've been in this movement for 30 years, 20 years. How come? You go, I mean, in some countries you find, they roast all these corns and people go to patronize them. The devotees are doing that. Grains, each time you eat biscuit, each time you eat bread, each time you eat pizza, just understand that you are imbibing horrible consciousness from the people who make those grains. Remember the case of Bhishmadev. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. All right, thank you for coming.